transfer students at the same time, you're welcome to do that as well. So lots to get involved in here at Rutgers, New Brunswick. And I'm going to pass the baton over to Vince.
Hard to follow those three acts. I'll do my best. So at Rutgers Newark, yes, of course, we have over 200 clubs. I've put the link so you can search those clubs and organizations in the chat. And those, of course, will extend from academic to social clubs. Two of those that I really do want to tout pretty heavily, as Marcy mentioned, is our Tau Sigma Honor Society with the School of Arts and Sciences Newark that is specific for high achieving transfer students. And the other is something that we call the Honors Living Learning Community, or HLLC for short, which carries with it a residential scholarship that we didn't mention previously in the last discussion we had about scholarships for students. And this particular program is really, I think, the best way to get engaged and get a level of inclusivity on campus that most students don't get. And with that, of course, students are required to live on campus, but their room and board costs are covered by the institution. So there is a cohort of specific transfer students, 30 every fall semester, that is brought in. And the program, although it is an honors program, is not specifically based on academic merit. However, it is really looking to celebrate students from different walks of life and cultivate different talents. It's looking for those students who want to be leaders, as what we call change agents in the community. And the theme of the program is based around what we call social justice. So really those students who have a passion to make some kind of difference in the community, both local and global. And with that program, students do have to apply again by February 1st, and there is a two-step interview process that is starting on March 3rd. So if any of you have applied already and met that deadline and you saw that question on the application, definitely take a look a little bit more into what that program entails. It's really a great way to be fully immersed in the social and academic experience at Rutgers University, Newark. And of course, it's nice to live on campus and not to have that be a financial burden for yourself as well, and get that experience, because living on campus is, of course, a luxury for most that some can't afford. So having that experience without carrying that heavy price tag is definitely a benefit to the program, but the other academic, social, and engagement aspects are really the highlight of that particular program.
It's really exciting to learn about all these clubs and organizations, and I'm sure all our members will definitely find something that will suit their interests when they transfer. And as we continue the conversation about student and campus life, we would also like to ask our representatives if there are any research opportunities in STEM, humanities, or otherwise, and if there are any opportunities to get published with any in-house student journals.
Absolutely. So in keeping with the theme of going in the reverse order, I'll kick us off. So Rutgers University obviously is a tier 1 research institution, and we pride ourselves on the ability for undergraduate students to work with professors and do undergraduate research earlier than most would and be published in their designated area. So of course, that is definitely a possibility for students at Rutgers University. And, you know, we would certainly urge our transfer students to do that, entering ideally as juniors, really in their first or second semester, and getting a jump on that to try to market themselves in the professional world as early as possible, to get engaged with professors, you know, at a different level, maybe outside of the classroom, and to really make the most out of their educational experience at Rutgers University. Rutgers University also partners with what we call Garden State LSAMP, LSAMP, which is a program for transfer students, minority transfer students who are interested in STEM. And there's a lot of opportunities with that program, something also to look into. I'll put a little bit more of information of that into the chat, and we can go into it. Our professor, Dr. Alec Gates, who works in our environmental science office, runs that particular program and is our contact. And it's definitely a great way for underrepresented minority transfer students to get involved in STEM and have some really wonderful research opportunities at the undergraduate level.
Sorry, I was trying to find my cursor. I had it way over on the side. So as Vince was saying, Rutgers University is a premier research university. You know, we have all of our faculty does research. So, and these are people that are out there doing groundbreaking research in their fields, winning awards, writing books. You know, it's really not uncommon at Rutgers to sit in the classroom and use a textbook that's been written by the professor who's teaching the class. So we have all of our faculty members do research. We offer over 100 majors. in New Brunswick, and they all use undergraduates. And one of the nice things is we have this great thing called the Aresti Research Center. I put the link in the chat box for that. And the Aresti Research Center is specifically for our undergraduates. So it acts as a clearinghouse for all of our undergraduate faculty research. And you know, faculty research can really vary, even within one department. For example, in the psychology department, you could have one faculty member doing research on memory and attention in infants using, you know, human babies, you know, as their subjects, right? And you could have another faculty member doing research on the effects of cocaine addiction on the brain with rats. So that varies greatly. So having everything in one place where you can really kind of take a look. I've heard students, our students refer to the Aresti Research Center as the Craigslist of research, because it really kind of allows you to shop around and apply for the research positions that you're most interested in. So because we kind of like really make it so accessible to students, the vast majority of our students do get involved in research, and some of them do get involved in more than one research project or more than one research project while they're at Rutgers. So, you know, we really, really do encourage that. And that's going to become, you know, really, really important when you're getting ready to take that next step from college. So whatever it is you're planning on doing after you graduate from college with your bachelor's degree, whether you're thinking about medical school, law school, graduate school, or you're going to seek employment right after you graduate, that's going to look very, very impressive. Or research is going to look very, very impressive on that resume. Law school, med school, grad school application really give you a competitive edge over other applicants. So, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. And I'm going to pass it along to Sunita.
Thank you, Marcy. So Drew also offers wonderful opportunities for students to engage in research. We have two very unique programs that we're really proud of. One is called RISE. RISE brings retired scientists. So these have been, you know, people who have been career scientists. They come to Drew, they continue their research, and our students get to work with them. In 2015, one of those scientists was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine, and it's a fact we're really proud of that somebody of that caliber came out of our school. We also have a program that's called Drew Summer Science Institute, and this is a program that allows students to conduct independent research over an 8-week period during the summer. We provide them with a stipend during that period, and they get free housing as well. This is all under the mentorship of one of our faculty members, so that's a great opportunity for students to get engaged in depth into a research area. Drew is now focusing on expanding these type of opportunities to students in all disciplines. They already exist, but they're formalizing it. So stay tuned, that will be coming. We do have students that participate in research with professors. Marcy mentioned professors writing books. I know when I transferred to Drew, and by the way, I'm a Phi Theta Kappa member as well, so I've been where you are. I loved my experience with Phi Theta Kappa and at my community college and at Drew. You know, to be honest, I love both of my institutions. But the point I'm making is that lots of opportunities. Once you get to Drew, you're a Drew student, and we don't compartmentalize you. You're now a Drew student, and you get to participate in all opportunities that are open to all students. Okay, so do get to know us.
Okay, so I'll jump in there with some information about our research opportunities. So I mentioned earlier the engaged learning requirement for writers. So our students definitely get involved in research because it's one of the ways that they can meet those requirements. Not that they wouldn't want to get involved in research on their own, but it is one of the ways that they can meet those requirements for graduation. So research is certainly something that that students are drawn to. I think especially what's great about Writer is our size and the ability to network with our faculty. So I think a lot of our students come to their research opportunities because of the networking and connections that they have with faculty and what their interests are. And I think what's great is that the faculty members are going to get to really know you as a person and get to know what your interests are and what your passions are. And then when those research opportunities come around, they're going to remember you, and they know your name and they know what you're interested in, and they're going to be able to connect you to those opportunities. So that's something that you definitely want to look for. You know, that kind of personal attention, I think is really nice, especially when it comes to then turning those opportunities into employment when you have somebody who knows you really well and can connect you to employment opportunities and write nice quality recommendations for you and things like that. You mentioned any publications. I'm not aware of any like professional publications that from Rider specifically, but I do know that students that are in our honors program, which many of you would be invited to join. So in order to be invited to our honors program, you would have to have a 3.5 GPA and grades of B or better in English composition. And we consider students for our honors program also at the time of admission. And if you're a member of the honors program, there's a capstone required, which some students will do research for their capstone, and there's opportunities to present your research. So basically, if you're in the honors program and you're part of that and you have to do a capstone, then at the end of your senior year, you're going to present your research to everybody. So that's a great opportunity to kind of showcase your skills and your leadership.
If you don't mind, I did forget to talk about a couple of things, so I'll just briefly mention now that you say that. We do have something called the Drew Review at Drew, where students can publish their academic work. That's an annual journal. It's peer reviewed. And then we also have a literary/art magazine that we publish every year, and that's called Insanity's Horse. So definitely those opportunities. We do have a school newspaper that our students get involved in, so that's another opportunity for you to work on your writing skills if that's of interest. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you for talking about these wonderful resources. This is definitely very useful information. It's nice to know that campus involvement is such an important part of campus culture. Many of our members work and study, and these are some unique, many of our members work and study, and these are some unique opportunities that they will be able to take advantage of. Talking about career and work opportunities, another commonly asked question, it focuses on internship, job, and co-op opportunities. Are these resources available on campus, and how can students access these resources?
Do Sunita or Marcy, do either of you want to start? I don't want to switch it up if we're good with this, but
I don't mind. I'll start. Yes, absolutely. Career focus is very huge at Drew. In fact, our curriculum now requires students to engage in 2 immersive experiences. Those immersive experiences can be internships, they can be research opportunities, it could be study abroad, it could be one of our immersive New York semesters, it could be community-based learning, it could be a civic engagement project. So a ton of ways for you to garner transferable skills while you're still at Drew. Develop a network so that by the time you leave Drew, you're really primed, you're ready. We call it launch, it's a launch experience. So we say you're ready to launch your life from Drew through these experiences. We have a whole office dedicated to helping you find these opportunities. Your network will include not only your professors and staff and employers, but our wide alumni base. And you know, we're located in an area of New Jersey where there are a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So a lot of opportunities for you to engage in research if that's something that's of interest to you. Jen, who's going next?